Greetings and salutations, friends. We are going to continue this hardcore run of Diablo on the Sony PlayStation. I'm not going up to town. I'm relying solely on what I find in the dungeon here. And when I die, I am dead. So, it's been exciting stuff so far. Made a few bad decisions, had some good luck, and survived a couple close calls. But I think either way we're coming close to the end now. Mainly because I'm just kind of starting to run low on goods. And also we're just coming to the end of the game, really. We are in level 12. If I manage to defeat Diablo, that would be pretty good. That would be pretty amazing, really. And if I do so, I will go into the higher difficulties with this character. I'll go into what's the next difficult? I think Nightmare. We'll see if I could survive that. We'll just keep this going as long as possible. I don't think it's likely that I'll survive that, though. It's highly unlikely that I'll be able to defeat Diablo with this character. If I had maybe made some different choices, possible. I don't know if it's actually possible to defeat Diablo like on Hell difficulty or something like that, playing in this manner. It might be, you never really know. At least not until you try. And with something like this, you never know until you try like 1,000 times. Maybe then you could do it. You know, a lot of times if you're playing a game like this without using the talent and stuff like that, a lot of the game is luck and a little bit of strategy, really. Oh boy, my bow's starting to break, and this is the good bow. So it'll be unfortunate when this is no longer usable. And there we go. That's one nice thing about the warrior. He can repair his stuff. Unfortunately, it does, like, break. Or it doesn't... It degrades the quality. So, like, for example... Or degrades the maximum durability. I think that's a better way of saying it. For example, like, let's say your maximum durability is 40, and you use the repair ability on something, you know, it might go down to like 30 or something like that. I don't exactly know how it works. I think it reduces it by half, which is a little draconian in my opinion. I think maybe they would have just been better off saying, okay, well, if you repair something with that skill, maybe there's a chance it will reduce its quality, or maybe I'll just reduce it by, like, I don't know, like 10% or something like that. Halving it's pretty brutal, really. I guess they didn't want people like taking advantage of it as the warrior and like never paying for repair bills. The person who did Beelzebub, if I remember correctly, in that mod, I think he made it so that it has a cooldown. So you can only use it like maybe every 5 minutes or half hour or so. And I think that was a slightly more fair way of implementing that system. And the wizard's staff, or excuse me, the sorcerer's staff recharge is similar. Except of course it recharges the staff. Oddly enough, though, it's the staff can retain its usefulness better than a piece of equipment in that case, because some spells you really only need to be able to cast it once, or something like that. Like, for example, if you're using Mana Shield, you don't need to constantly cast it. So, you know, only having one charge on the staff doesn't really hurt it. So, Looks like this bow is starting to degrade as well. I am really beginning to think that, like, whenever you get hit or whenever you use a weapon, the game checks to see if it loses durability, like as a chance. Because I don't remember 10 durability on a bow degrading so fast. I think we're just getting a little run of bad luck here, and that kind of implies that the game checks for like that sort of thing. There might even be a way around it, like, nope. If you know how the game does it. Of course, it might not be very effective because like you might have to go into your inventory or something and like put on a different weapon or something after every use. That would be annoying. Like, that would make it totally pointless, actually. Oh, at least this hunter's bow is working reasonably well. We only have 29 durability on it, so that's a little troubling. Of course, we never found another cat. That's another problem. And like I said, we are coming to the end of the road here. And it looks like it might be, because we run out of weapon or a potion or something. Sorry about that. I had to get a sip of my beverage. And I'm really classy. I use a shitty accent to say beverage. It's just what I do. Alright. Cave Viper, die! At least we're getting mana potions. We need them. Those will help us. Okay. It's kind of surreal playing this game without being able to hear the music. I have it turned down real low so there's like no feedback or any strange reverb or anything like that. Town portal. Oh, you suck, Town Portal. I actually used to turn the sound down completely when I played this game on PC or on the PlayStation. And the same thing for Diablo 2. I would turn it down completely and like just play like music or something. Yeah, play music. That was always fun. Like pick your favorite album or something. Oh, no! Yeah, I didn't fight him well. It was a very poor choice on my part. Okay, well, I'm dropping these. Oh man, things are looking bad. Might just be the end of the road for Hammermias. I really wish I could have gotten the word ass in there. Named her Hammer My Ass. Would have been great. Oh well. It wouldn't be the worst name I've given a game character. Oh, Scroll of Identify, you say? Oh, now... Oh, kill it! Now I have to, like, choose, do I use it now? Do I use it later? I'll save it. Maybe we'll find, like, a nice, like, long warbow or something. I think we found a better ring. Maybe we'll find a helmet. Honestly, like, I'd actually go with, like, a generic bow at this point that doesn't have any properties on it. And then, like, you know, a good helmet. Like, maybe something with some hit points on it, or magic resistance, or something that might save my life. Anything. Now, we'll need fire and magic resistance. Coming up very soon, actually. Oddly enough, like it doesn't make sense, but oddly enough, lightning resistance is generally very important in the caves. Um, there are things that will throw like fireballs at you and stuff down here. We haven't seen any, but those are pretty easy to dodge, really. So it's really lightning that's kind of like the pain in the ass to try to dodge. Oh no, leave me alone! But, yeah, if we can get some fire resistance and some magic resistance, that would make it possible to win, actually. I don't think it's going to happen now. That's why I'm going to wait and hold on to rings in the next run and hold on to scrolls of Identify. And just, like not use them on what... Are you kidding me? We get a drop and it's a cap. But yeah, not use them on like just about anything, Use them a little more judiciously. 1 armor. 1 armor. Well, it's in better shape, so there's that. There we go. But yeah, theoretically you could have like a few rings or something, and just kind of swap them out if you need certain defenses or whatever. And this is looking not cool. Take that, Black Knight. Run away. It always makes me think of that Martin movie, The Black Knight. Which is interesting. It's kind of like an adaptation of Connecticut Yankee and King Arthur's Court, except like a little more modernized and turned into something that's comedy. Yeah, that's good. Elixir of Vitality. I will take that, sir. Yay! A whole hit point. But hey, you never know. That might be the hit point that we need it to live. Like, you get to Diablo and you win with 1 hit point because you drank an elixir of vitality. Crazy stuff like that happens sometimes in games. I've been playing them long enough to experience it. Okay, so oh yeah, there's succubuses. You can even kind of dodge these chicks and like the crap they shoot at you, but it's not like the easiest thing. Oh, my... I just realized I had dual shock activated on this. And I could have been using it the whole time. Like, I could have used the stick to play. Oh, man. I'm not a huge fan of using the stick in 2D games, but it actually works pretty well on something like this. That's, you actually have like a pretty large range of movement that you can do. Now, a side scroller or something like that, I don't like using it for those, but this game actually lends itself to it. The second stick does nothing. Well, it's good to know that it actually works too, because I haven't tested it. And I'm gonna spoil this, I guess, but I plan on playing Vampire Hunter D on the PS1 in the near future. It's not like a particularly good or great game from what I've played of it. It could be downright terrible, honestly. The controls and the camera angles are a little bit of a problem, but we'll see how it goes. It might turn out to be good. I've been playing a lot of good games lately, so as a critic, I should probably play something that's not all that great. That's I kind of should do that. In fact, I should probably do a few really bad games, but That's, you know, that's kind of hard to do, really, because I don't read other reviews before I write mine. After I write and publish a review, I will go back and see what other people say. Mainly because I write reviews because I think it's fun reading them. It's something I always kind of used to like to do. If I didn't have anything, you know, better to do, like you're waiting in the dentist office, or you know, you're just chilling out, sitting on the front steps or something. I don't know. You know, it's something you can do. You're curious to see what other people thought about a game. That's usually why I read them. And sometimes I kind of used to read them to decide, well, you know, will I like this game? But I do like to see what other people think of things, so I read them after I write my own. Oh, I didn't want to do that. So it's kind of hard to pick a game out of like the blue and say, oh well, this is a bad game and I'm going to play it and review it because it's a bad game and I need to review a bad game. I don't think that's first of all, I don't think it's good to go into a game and, like, you know, assume it's bad, try to write a review about it. Seems a little unfair maybe. But secondly, it's hard to tell sometimes. There's some games that I picked up when you know, since I've started doing this, you know, I thought they'd be great, or I thought they'd be kind of like not very good at all, and they actually turned out to be like okay or pretty good even. So it's hard to say with that stuff. I think one such game was Techno's Secret of the Stars. Now that was a game that I never played, and I read reviews of it like from old magazines and stuff, and you know, like I always kind of took what other people had to say with a grain of salt, and just mostly consider it like the facts they presented and stuff. This was one game where I really listened to reviewers, and I thought, oh well, you know, the critics are saying this is bad, and the screenshots look bad. It must be a bad game. I played it. I wrote a guide for it and reviewed it, and I came to the conclusion that no, it's not a terrible game. It's just not very good either. Like, but there were also things that were likable and interesting about it. It was really kind of a strange game, and that kind of made it worth playing in a way, honestly. So, you know, that's just kind of an example. Like, I was going into that game with like, you know, perceptions from years ago that you know, turned out to be like not completely accurate. So, you know, we'll see what Vampire Hunter D turns out to be. Could actually be like a little bit of a gem that just has problems. Sometimes that happens. Well, I think that this has probably been a long enough episode. So we will go down to level 13. Lucky 13, and the first stage of hell, if I remember correctly. Getting very close to the end of the game now. We're going to do that in the next episode. Who knows, we might be able to pull this off. I might be able to beat Diablo with this character. That would just be amazing. But of course, if we die, it's all over, and there's no going back up to town or anything like that. So this is going to be by the skin of our teeth if it happens. So thank you so much, guys. I will be back with more, and until next time, good luck and happy gaming.